Welcome to this chair session that I am going to call Sitness. Everyone needs a little sitness in their life. So, by special request by my mom, who assures me that everyone wants to sit down as they work out, I like to place the chair on a mat just for some extra support and keeping it nice and secure. And you're going to come to a seated position. Just drop one ear to the shoulder and then the other shoulder. And your feet are hip width apart. Hands are resting lightly on the thighs. And just starting with a little neck mobility. And then we'll roll those shoulders up, back, around, and down, letting arms and hands be heavy. Sitting up nice and tall, so I'm not actually leaning into the back of the chair. I'm sitting up and away from the back of the chair. So I'm right up on top of my sitting bones, working on posture and those posture muscles and that core strength always. And then let's inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, lowering down. Let's do a little bit of breath work, a little bit of breath focus. If you like, you can look up as you inhale, arms up, and exhale, lower the arms down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Let's send one arm up and over into a side bend. Try to keep your legs centered and unchanged, and we'll switch that to the other side. The palm is facing downwards at the very top. We're going to add on to this side bend. So legs a little wider. We're going to reach up and over, and then that same leg is going to straighten out. So we're drawing a nice diagonal line, getting a stretch through the hip and through the side and through the shoulder. And then we'll switch that to the other side. And I'm just holding on to the chair in front here to allow a little bit more security, to leverage my stretch a little deeper. Looking up or down. And one more time. One of my favorite side body stretches. Bring it back to the center. Legs hip width apart and arms open to a T shape. We're going to take a twist now. Twisting to the side as we exhale, and inhale, returning to the center, sitting tall. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Let your neck and head move with this twist. Turning the palms up to the ceiling. We'll do 4 more. And then place one hand to the opposite knee and stretch the other arm back. You might be able to use that back of your chair to help you twist a little further, a little deeper, but take it easy. And now we're going to do some neck rotations, looking forward and back, maintaining the twist. And we'll take that to the other side. Hand to the opposite knee, and perhaps using the back of the chair to find the placement for the other arm. And then once in your twist, let's add the looking forward, looking back, maintaining the twist, but keeping the mobility in the upper spine. And we'll release back to the center, squeezing shoulders up and exhale, letting them drop. And I'm just going to move my chair to the side so you can see my spine a little bit better for the cat and cow on the chair. So press your back into the back of the chair and then arch away from the back. Pressing in, rounding, dropping the head, looking down. Now looking up as you arc away from the back of the chair. And I'm just resting my hands on my knees. Inhale to look up and arch, and exhale to round. Using the chair provides some really good feedback. So you can try stretching the arms wide as you look up, reaching the arms forward as you round into the chair. And arcing away from the chair, wide arms, and pressing into the chair, reaching arms forward. Really good for circulation, digestion, spinal mobility. It's a feel-good move if you've been still for too long. Great move to do at the computer. Let's bring the hands to the back of the head, and now I am using the back of the chair again and looking up to the ceiling. So doing a supported spinal extension and then leaning away from the back of the chair, but keeping the arch in the back. Still looking up, and then come to the center, stretch those arms high to the sky, and exhale, bring them forward in front and lowering down. And now we're going to place one ankle on top of the opposite knee, top foot flexed, and we're going to move into what they call a number 4 stretch. So the legs sort of make the shape of a number 4, and we're going to lean the chest over the legs and then come back up to sitting tall, just resting the hands lightly on top of that top leg. And exhale, leaning forward, and inhale, lifting back up, neutral spine the whole time. Try not to round, and see if you can hold leaning over the leg. And then release, but keep that top leg lifted, and we're going to bend and extend the leg. So a little bit of knee strengthening here, and I'm holding on to the chair to keep my posture nice and tall. And if you're feeling up to it, we're going to keep the same move going, but we're going to do it with both legs. Exhale, extend, inhale, bend. Feet are flexed and posture is tall and neutral. Reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Yay. Great. Point the toes and come back to center. We're going to do that same number 4 sequence on the other side. Keeping the top foot flexed, letting your baby toe edge of the foot press down into that top knee. And then leaning forward over the front leg. And then coming back, sitting tall. Using our breath, connecting our breath. Exhale forward and inhale tall. This is quite intense for the hips and the glutes. So take it easy, take it slow. Don't force anything. Even just sitting up tall with the legs like this can sometimes be enough. And then we're going to reposition that top leg so the foot is floating above the floor, and we're going to exhale, extend, and inhale, bend. Try not to lean back into the chair. Try to stay lifted up, tall on top of the sitting bones. Try to keep the rest of the body still. And an option here to add both legs, reaching forward, bending back. Legs together, inner thighs squeezing in. Try not to lean back. That's the hardest part, maintaining your posture. Point the toes at the end and release. Yay, shake it out, let it go. You got it, you did it, you're the best. Okay, reaching the arms forward, palms facing in. We're going to do a little bit of squats using the chair to help us shift our weight back. And this is really great for working the back of our body, low back glutes, hamstrings. Another great knee strengthener. So sitting into the chair and then standing up tall with those arms maintained in front of you. And now try to sit back without actually dropping your weight into the chair. So just almost touching down, but then pressing back up again. So not quite resting into a seated position. Good. Excellent. And now I'm going to reposition the chair on the mat so I have some space for this hamstring stretch. Bringing one leg on top and flexing the foot. I'm going to use the back of the chair to help balance. And now your supporting knee is going to bend and straighten, and that is going to intensify your hamstring stretch. Rotating that bottom foot and knee and hip into an external rotation, lifting the same side arm up and exhale down. A little twist in the trunk of the body and returning down. Open it up, looking up, and exhale, bring it down. Inhale, twist and open. And then we can add a reach overhead, bending the supporting knee. And it just gets into a little bit of coordination, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of core strength. And then take your time twisting towards the chair and removing that leg down. We'll take it over to the second side. Leg numero 2. Coming up onto the chair and flexing the foot, so actually using the back of the chair to help keep the foot flexed or the ankle flexed. Now the legs are parallel, so toes are forward. We're not in that external rotation. You're going to bend the supporting knee and then straighten the leg. Try to keep the spine straight. Try not to round the back here. I know that is easy to say, hard to do. Try your best. And we're going to rotate that supporting leg into our external rotation, accessing a little bit more inner thigh stretch and reaching the arm up and overhead, and then bringing it down, sweeping it up and overhead, and sweeping it down towards the chair. Breath in, breath out. And then we're going to add the bend of the knee, the straightening of the supporting leg. Bend and stretch as you hold the side bend. And then just take your time, nice and easy, bringing both hands to the chair and slowly maneuvering the top leg down. We're going to do a modified downward dog, so palms onto the seat of the chair, hips lift nice and high to the sky, feet are about hip width apart, maybe a little wider, and just let that chest drop, and I'm even shaking the head side to side for a little neck release. Feel free to bend the knees, and looking forward, and then dropping it down. And inhale, looking forward, lifting the chest, and exhale, dropping the head down, dropping the chest down. Hips, tailbone will always stay high to the sky. Heels will always stay grounded to the earth. Breath in, breath out. And then walk in a little closer to the chair, so you can extend one leg back behind you here. Neutral spine. Exhale, we're going to lift that leg to the same height as the hip and inhale to lower. You can add the opposite arm reaching forward into what I like to call the superwoman. Exhale, reach, inhale, lower. See if we can hold here, hold your balance and pulse that back leg. And I'm just holding on to the chair with the top arm and pressing down with the bottom hand. Option to pulse your opposite arm with the leg for bonus points. And then we'll lower the leg down. Just going to do a little cat stretch here before we do side number 2. Just rounding and arching. Before we find our neutral spine where we are neither rounding or arching. So find that now. Tighten up the tummy. Shoulders on top of hands, and let's find leg number 2, reaching back behind you and control it down. Your opposite arm can stretch forward as you reach the leg behind you. Tighten the tummy so we're not feeling our low back overworking. And then stay here for some pulses in that back leg, and you can either rest the hand on the chair, the top hand on the chair, or pulse the top arm with the back leg. Abs, 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 always thinking about ab connection. And let's lower that down. Bending the knees, hands to the thighs, we'll round on up to stand. And then we're going to replace our chair just for a really lovely chest expansion. So see if the hands can hold that top frame of the chair, and looking up or looking forward, lifting the heart. You're going to allow for a little bit of arching and a nice stretch for the front of the shoulders, biceps, chest muscles, and I love that neck rotation. So just looking side to side as we hold the arms. And looking up, soft bending knees, and slowly release. That is such a great move to do to counteract all this forward folding over our cars, our steering wheels, our keyboards, our cell phones. We're always kind of creatures that fold forward. So having that openness across the chest is really valuable for our body. All right, time to lie down. Yay. So let's position ourselves nice and close to the chair and prop our heels on top of the seat of the chair, arms open to a T shape, and we're going to do our knee sway, side to side. And having the feet a little higher allows for a little bit more range of motion, so you might get a bit more sensation with this knee sway. And we're going to flex the feet, arms by the side, and try some bridge lift. So press those heels down and lift the hips up. This is quite an intense strengthening pose, but it's really, really great for our back, our glute strength, our hamstrings. Keeping the abdominals engaged really makes it total body. Exhale to lift up, inhale to control down, and your chair should not be moving. Going to try about 8 to 10 of these. And next time you exhale up, we're going to hold here for little pulses. Drop an inch, lift an inch. Happy thoughts, always helpful. About 8 of them. Maybe you're going to reach the arms to the ceiling here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And lower the arms, lower the spine, lower the hips. Yay, hug those knees in and just rock it out side to side. And do another hamstring stretch, resting one leg on top of the seat of the chair, stretching the other leg to the sky, pointing and flexing the foot. And I'm holding the calf muscle. You could hold the hamstring or the ankle or the foot. And now I'm going to release that other leg down to the floor, a little wider than the chair, just to get a deeper stretch. Or feel free to keep the leg resting on the chair. We'll take that to side number 2. Try not to hold right behind the knee, but either higher or lower. We'll do a little bit of footwork, pointing and flexing. Point a little more, flex a little bit more. Let's really accentuate the range of motion here. And then option to bring that resting leg down onto the floor, straighten it out a little wide, and breathe into this deeper stretch. Bringing the leg back up to the chair. Releasing the hamstring stretch. Just staying for a moment. This is a really great restorative place to be. You can really spend some time here with legs just propped up on a higher surface. And I'm just bringing my feet together, knees apart, into a butterfly shape. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing the feet down to the mat and straightening the legs wider, making room for the chair. Let's reach arms overhead. See if we can attempt a roll up here. Maybe using our friend, the chair. And then just shift back a little bit. Keep the straddle in the legs, feet flexed, and we're in a great position for a forward fold. Resting the forehead on the chair, stacking the hands, resting the forehead on top, closing the eyes, listening to the breath. Another great pose to be for many moments. You can even release the hands to the floor. And it's nice to rest the forehead on a surface. It allows the neck to stop working and holding the head in place. And yay, you did it. Slowly releasing, coming away from the chair, waving like a queen, because that's what you are. Done it once again. Thanks so much for joining Chloe and I. Until next time. Bye.